Hello, hello there, and welcome to Catherine's Garden and Home, where we grow together. Well, the season is ending, and this is the last week in October. And so for this last week in October, what I want to do is to utilize my pumpkins that I have gathered from my garden and use it in cooking, to move it from the garden to the table, bringing it in and making sure that my family is enjoying the fruits of our labor, which is the pumpkins. We gathered a lot of pumpkins and squash in my garden, and so I have gathered some of them, two of them in particular, and I also have pureed them, using them, well, actually I went through the process of roasting them, putting them in the oven, taking them out, and now I'm going to use them in different cooking recipes. And one of the recipes that I'm going to use it in is with my hamburger meat. Yes, my hamburger meat. I'm going to create a sauce. Now I am going to gather some of this sage to put in my sauce. Right now, I also have some mint here that I'm going to use as well, just to add some flavor to the garden. Make sure that it doesn't go to waste. I'm also going to cut some rosemary here. It's hard to take it up by hand. Let's see if I can just pull it off. Oh, there we go. So I'm going to add this to the sauce. These herbs from my herb bowl that I created during the summertime. I'm going to create for myself a little lunch. So I have some leftover hamburger meat here that I made from a different sauce, or some noodles and things that I had put together from my family. So I'm going to utilize this meat, but then I also have my pumpkin puree that I had put together a couple of days ago, and I want to use this up. So I'm going to put some of the pumpkin inside of the sauce. I'm going to also use some of the classical organic tomato sauce that I have here. And the reason why is because it's almost finished and I really want to use it up. But then I am going to doctor it up with some of the tomatoes that I've gathered from my garden. These are the last of the tomatoes. And you can see right here that I have my green tomatoes there too on the counter. That's ripening. And then I went out to the garden, and in my bowl that I have there, my herb bowl, I gathered some of these herbs to dice up and add to the sauce to make it enjoyable. And then what I'm going to do is have that sauce with some greens, with the salad on the side, and also some bread. So let's get cooking. Cook with me, please. Come and cook with me. And know that I'm just putting together a simple dinner in which I'm able to utilize my produce from the garden. Yes, these beautiful pumpkin and squash. And so let's get started.
Gospel obviously would be the other one. I love gospel music. I love choir music and, just all the great influences of Reverend Milton Bradley and the Thompson Community. Yes. Dr. James Cleveland. I mean, there's so many. Like, I love gospel music. And I think the other would be, I love a good jazz record. Yeah. Yes, I love a good jazz. That little smooth jazz, with the saxophone and everything, but, it's kind of classical jazz, Duke Ellington, and all of those people, Miles Davis, and just all of those. I just love it. Count Basie, all of them. Yeah. You have a large appetite and appreciation for music, obviously. Today, I do too. And I always tell the joke I studied music and still can't play a lick. So that's not one of my gifts, but I do have music appreciation, so I have a great ear. Mine would be, I love classical music, and then I love jazz as well. And then I love rap. Yes! I love his royalty, the beauty of his majesty. I recognize that he's sovereign, he's king, he can do whatever he wants to do. He's the great I am, he's the ancient of days, he is the one who was and is to come. I recognize all of that about him. He is our comforter and our helper. So not only is he this lofty being, but he's also somebody who's right here with me, my comforter, my helper, an ever-present help in the time of trouble. And so worship is the highest form of acknowledgement. I acknowledge who you are in every aspect of my life. You are my keeper. You are my help. You are the lover of my soul. You're my joy and sorrow. You're all of these things. And so when I acknowledge you in that sense, then it leads me to give you the highest praise. It leads me to give you the highest acknowledgement of my gratitude for being all of those things. Thank you for being my help. Thank you. Thank you for bringing me out. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for correcting me. Thank you, God, for providing for me. Thank you for being. So when I acknowledge him as Jehovah Jireh, then I can say, God, thank you, because I have everything that I need. You are my shepherd, and I shall not want. When I acknowledge you as my peace, I can say, Lord, thank you for bringing peace to my troubled mind, my confusion. You are the peace in the midst of that. And so God is all of these things, and when I acknowledge him as such in the highest form of worship, then I can give him the highest form of my gratitude, which is all of my praise, all of my time, all of my strength, all of my energy, all of my attention. I can turn, my treasure belongs to him. I can give all of these things over to him in the highest form of my gratitude.
Oh my gosh. Listen, I can tell worship is your lifestyle and praise is your lifestyle. The way you articulate is so tangible. And so
Because God is everywhere. But my goal is to engage his manifest presence so that the people in the room can feel the glory of God. So I go to a place where I am seeing the throne room of God. Mm-hmm. And I'm seeing the elders, and I'm seeing the cherubim and the seraphim, and I'm seeing all of us gathered around the throne worshiping God. And then I think about all of creation. There's an old hymn, how great thou art. Oh Lord my God, when I in awesome wonder consider all the works thy hands have made. I see the stars, I hear the rolling thunder, thy power throughout the universe displayed, and then sings my soul. So I think about all these things, and I think about how powerful God is to have created all of these things and then created me to be able to love him and appreciate him and worship him. And the glory of God then begins to fill the room because I acknowledge the glory of God. Lord, you are holy. I acknowledge him. I acknowledge it by acknowledging who he is and how and his attributes. God, you're holy, you're righteous, you're beautiful, you're faithful. And the more I engage with him, the more his glory falls. So the more his manifest presence, his tangible presence where people are actually able to engage and not necessarily see me. The goal is never for them to see me, but the goal is for them to experience God through me. And so that's how I approach every moment. That's how I approach the throne and the glory of God, by understanding how holy and righteous he is and how holy and righteous the moment is. Because when God comes, he wants to do something. He's coming to not only be blessed by our worship, but he's also coming because he recognizes that his children, there's a need there. And when his glory falls, there's no choice but for people to be healed, for people to be delivered, for people to be made alive, for mindsets to be changed and hearts to be restored, for things that were broken to be put back together. God comes to restore. He doesn't have to go back to his throne to get anything, because when he comes, he has everything that we need. And so rather than when we focus on his glory, when we focus on how wonderful he is, it's an automatic opening of the heavens. It's an automatic opening and an experience of the glory of God, so that when we come into his presence, everything we need is there. Yeah. Recognizing that he's with me all through the day. Yeah. And I think that is what creates the intimacy, because he's not just some lofty ideal that, okay, it's 5 a.m. and I need to get up and I need to pray, or it's 8 a.m. and I've been fasting and now I need to pray. It's not this regimented thing. It can be that, but I think the power comes when you recognize that above all, he calls me friend. And so, because he calls me friend, I have access to him anytime that I need him. So yes, I have a regimented set time that I go before him, and I labor in prayer, or I labor with worship songs, just kind of laying before him and soaking in worship. But then there are the times when I'm in the car, and I'm in the car alone, and I just begin to talk to him as if he's sitting in the front seat. Lord, I just thank you, and you're just so good. And just acknowledging him in every aspect of my life, acknowledging him in every aspect of my children's life. Thanking him for what he's done. I think that is what creates the intimacy that people see on a stage. It's the everyday walking with them that comes forward when you stand to actually minister before people. And I know you've heard the saying, what comes from the heart reaches the heart. And so when you have that authentic connection in my day-to-day life, from moment to moment, acknowledging God, when I stand before the people to actually lead them in worship, that's what comes out of me. It's those alabaster box moments answer spaces, the answer is in what you do daily. The answer is in your communication with God on a daily basis, throughout the day. It's not just I got up this morning and prayed, and then I prayed before I went to bed. That's the extent of it. It's actually, God, you're a part of my life. And I live and I move and I have my being in you. And so I can't do anything apart from you. I would fail. And so I acknowledge you in every single thing. And you then direct my path. You then make the way. Get out of control. The Lord has made provision for me through Jesus Christ to be absolved of that. He has made provision for that. It's not somewhere where I want to stay. It's not something that I just want to wallow in. But if I did fall, He is able, matter of fact, He's able to keep me from falling. That's what the Bible. And so I acknowledge Him in every situation. He's able to keep me from falling.
Yes. Those of you that have not registered, I want you to register right now. You have your phone in your hand, and we know that you can still listen to us and register. It is andyouryearstrong.com, andyouryearstrong.com, and it's our End Your Year Summit. We have a whole series of features that are going to be there that are really going to be pouring into every individual. We have some amazing individuals that are coming with special mantles, special giftings. The spirit realm is light years ahead of the natural.
Yes.
Just a couple of weeks ago, we celebrated the head of the year, Rosh Hashanah. That means that we get an opportunity to sit before God to hear in advance what we can anticipate for the Jewish calendar, not just the Jewish calendar year, but for the Christian calendar year. The two becomes one, and we've been reconciled by the blood of Jesus Christ. So what do you anticipate God doing in 2024?
I believe it's going to be a year of divine government. Now, we know that the great picture for this particular year and the great calendar is a door. Most people are trying to open the door. There are others who say, no, it's not necessarily open. You're arriving at the door. There's things you're going to have to do to walk through it. But I believe, prophetically, what I receive is there's going to be a time of divine government. And so we're going to see the clashing of different governmental forces and entities. We're going to see the clashing of different schools of thought. But emerging from that, for those that are in tune with God, they're going to really step into governing, to actually praying from the standpoint.
What I've done is I've used the pita bread and also my greens on top of the sauce, and I'm going to put them in the oven, the toaster oven, on the broil setting for about 15 minutes or so, and let it sort of melt down, and then just roll it up and eat it and enjoy. And so let me go ahead and do this next step. While my pita bread, or almost like a pizza, is in the toaster oven, I could continue to add more to this sauce, and use this with noodles tomorrow, or later on if one of my family members wants to make something, they'll be able to take this and cook themselves some pasta and then use the sauce on top. Well, I don't want the rest of my kale or spinach to go to waste, so I'm going to just add that to the sauce, because the kale and the spinach will simmer down and melt down into the sauce. And as I continue to stir it together, that's another way of adding some more nutritional value to the sauce. So we have pumpkin in it, onions, tomatoes, kale, and spinach. I am finished with this lunch, and I'm going to eat it and enjoy it. But I just wanted you to see this is what it looks like. It almost looks like a pizza, but then I can fold it together and eat it that way, or cut it up into different sections and just enjoy it. But I hope that this inspires you to continue to utilize your vegetables and what you have grown in your gardens and make it a part of your everyday meals. And thank you so much, and come back and join me here at Catherine's Garden and Home, where we grow together. And I just wanted to show you this meal again and let you see it. If you have enjoyed the video with Cook With Me and cooking my pumpkins, then come back and join me for this week. I'm hoping to show you some more of my pumpkin recipes, and just hopefully that will inspire you to also use the pumpkins and cook with them and use what you have grown in your garden. So thank you so much for being with me here at Catherine's Garden and Home, where we grow together. If you have not subscribed, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell for more videos. And thank you so much for watching. Yep, check out my pumpkins. And I still have plenty indoors. Bye.